Hey everyone, Multi-Classic Vlogs here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my current overall video game collection as of late March 2020. This bookshelf I've had since 2016. It used to house my entire game collection a few years ago. And at some point, I started collecting games like religiously, like every week or at least once every month or so. And as a result, my collection got too big and I could no longer fit all the games on here. So I had to start improvising. And at a certain point, I couldn't even put like there was way too much games basically to the point where I had to start splitting my collection. And now only my disc-based games are on the bookshelf. The cartridge-based games are another area I'll show you next after this. But yeah, these are all my disc-based games that I currently own. On the bottom shelf, we have all of my PC collection. So these are this is just an overall collection video right now. I will show you guys individual games in future videos, but this is just the overall collection for this video. So yeah, this is my PC collection right here. Then we have the original PlayStation. I've got, I think about 50, no, not 50, like about 30 some odd PlayStation 1 games. So it's not that big. It's pretty much, even though it looks like I have a lot of games, the overall collection of each console is very small at best. But, oh well, what can you do with a limited budget? So yeah, going on to PS2 right here. But this is just like one section of it. The rest of it is stacked horizontally. My collection at some point got so big, and actually it was like a few months ago, that I could no longer stand the games vertically. I had to start stacking them horizontally in order to fit them on this bookshelf. You could say I should just get another bookshelf, but I don't know how to get one that's perfectly spaced to fit in the spot right next to this bookshelf, so it's going to be difficult to find a way to store my games better, but this is what I got for now. So basically, yes, entire PS2 collection here. PS2, I know I have about 50 games, so there's that. Then we move on to the GameCube collection. Got a lot of great titles on there, and I think my GameCube collection is also at about a 50 right now. But yeah, I have a lot to go with a lot of these consoles, basically. Then we have my PSP collection right here. I don't even own a PSP quite yet, but I just collected the two SpongeBob games for the sake of having all the SpongeBob games. But the Beowulf game I actually got from someone at work who was trying to get rid of their games, so just gave this to me for free. So there, I have that. Then we have my one and only PS3 game that I own, once again for the purpose of owning all the SpongeBob games, because I do not own a PS3 yet as well. So there's that. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I actually have one Dreamcast game, and I'll just show that right here since I don't, this is the only game I own right now, but this is Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. The only Dreamcast game I own, and it's right next to you wouldn't know it's there unless you look closely because, it's next to all the PS1 games, and they are in the same cases, so it's hard to tell, but it's there. Okay, and now we have the original Xbox collection. This is pretty small, but there's a lot of games out there I'd like to get for the original Xbox, and despite how small my collection is, I love the original Xbox, but I'll get more into that as I get into the individual game collection videos. So there's that. We have Xbox 360. I don't own Xbox 360 yet, so I own these 4 SpongeBob games, again, for the sake of owning all the SpongeBob games. And I also have all these Halo games. That's from the coworker that was giving away games. They had basically a bunch of Xbox 360, original Xbox. I don't think they had any GameCube games. Yeah, they had the Beowulf game and a bunch of PS2 and PS1 games, basically. That's what they had to give away, so there's that. So I'll be pointing those games out in the individual videos. Then we have my Wii collection. This one's actually pretty big. I do have a lot of Wii games. Lots of Wii games. Unfortunately, that comes with a lot of shovelware too. But there's a lot of great titles in here, most notably. I freaking love Pikmin 2. I've gushed and fawned about that game so much in my Let's Play, but I just cannot say enough times I freaking love that game. But of course, that's just a port of a GameCube game. There's a lot of other great Wii exclusives like Mario Galaxy games and SpongeBob games. I haven't played a lot of these yet, but this might surprise you guys, but I actually have not played through Truth or Square yet. I could technically do a blind Let's Play or stream of it someday, so there's that. But yeah, we got a lot of Wii games here. There's my Wii U collection. Not too big, but the Wii U itself doesn't have a lot of physical games. I think it's like 160, something like that. So all things considered, this is quite a few of the Wii U games. So it's sad, though, because the Wii U was such a failure that it doesn't have a lot of... I mean, like, it has a decent library, but it's the library you'd expect from a console that didn't do so well. But the thing is, most of the games on it are digital, so that's why the physical collection is so small. And finally, we have PS4. I don't own Xbox One or any Xbox One games yet, but this is my PS4 collection right here. Pretty small, but we got some decent games here, as you can see. Crash, Spyro, Yooka-Laylee, Shadow of the Colossus, and so on and so forth. So there's that. Those are all my disc-based games I currently own. We also got some of the SpongeBob plug-and-play games up there. Some Amiibo figures, and also the Super Mario cereal back there. Good stuff. Excuse the mess here. As we go into the closet, my walk-in closet, for my cartridge-based collection. And also my older consoles are up here too. This is basically what I'm going to be using to store my older consoles that require RF connection or something like that. Basically something that I have to, that I'm not going to keep hooked up to the TV unless I'm interested in playing the games on them. They're just going to be easily accessible to, hook up to the TV whenever I want to play them, but otherwise just put them away in here. So we got Atari Super Pong here. Since it's a dedicated console, I might as well just show it here, because it's the only game I'm going to have on the collection for Atari Super Pong, because it's a dedicated console. My Intellivision. We have my Intellivision collection here, 6 games. The 2 cartridges right here, and then the 4 in the boxes. The one Atari 5200 game that I own, I don't have an Atari 5200 yet, but I'll get one soon. They're not that expensive, actually, surprisingly. And we also have a ColecoVision game here, which I also don't own a ColecoVision yet, but I will soon. Now, this Atari 2600 Junior right here, I got this just a few weeks ago. This is the console I got for March, so I got this shortly before they closed the store down temporarily for the you-know-what going on. And, of course, Pac-Man. Surprisingly, because, despite how infamous this game is, it's really easy to get a hold of. Usually if there's a game that's really infamous, it's gonna be more sought after, ironically. But the thing is, Pac-Man was way overproduced. Like, I think they produced like 12 million copies of the game, and only sold like 7 million initially, and a bunch of those probably got returned. But because they produced so much of it, it's dirt cheap even today to get copies of it. And we also got the infamous E.T. game as well, which is a very similar story. And then, of course, Donkey Kong. So there's that. The 3 Atari games I own, Atari 2600 games. I also put all my Game Boys up here too. We got the original Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, and so on. I'll go over like all the consoles I own in another video, so we'll get to that later. Over here, under my Intellivision, we have my NES collection currently. Not very impressive, but it's a lot of games. Most NES games are pretty cheap, but if you're gonna go for the AAA first-party titles, those are a little more harder to come by, or first or second party, I should say, because for instance, Final Fantasy, where is that? Right here. Oh, I don't know where I'm pointing the camera like at all. There it is, Final Fantasy. This game costs like $25, and it's just the cartridge alone. So, yeah, those games gonna run you for a little more. But yeah, basically I got a lot of good titles here, so we'll get into that later. And these are the box NES games I own. These are the only original Game Boy games I own. It's the Donkey Kong Land Trilogy in the boxes, so that's pretty cool. I was happy about that. Sega Genesis right here. I own a Model 2 Sega Genesis, so I can play these games if I want to. Super Nintendo. Good stuff, good stuff. We got Donkey Kong Country, but I don't own a lot of the, well, at least not all the main titles, but I got a good decent amount of them. Mario Paint in the box with the mouse, good stuff. And my Nintendo 64 collection. As you can see, I don't have the end labels. Apparently, there exist end labels for the games, but you have to purchase them like online or something. You can only get them online, so I'll have to figure that out later. Game Boy Color collection. I have SpongeBob Legend of Lost Spatula, but I also have a Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3. I don't know where I have the cartridge at, but I have that game, so that's my other one. GBA collection. Once again, for the sake of owning all the SpongeBob games, but there's also other GBA games I own. I just don't have them in boxes, so I have them like somewhere just stored around here. I don't know. DS collection. Pretty decent, I have to say. But again, a lot of SpongeBob games in there. But there's that. 3DS collection. Kind of a high stack there. And the one PS Vita game I own, as you can see, it's the only SpongeBob game on the system, so I have to own it, but I don't own a PlayStation Vita quite yet, so there's that. And finally, Nintendo Switch. Why not? And finally, Nintendo Switch. Just because, why not? Nintendo Switch is a good console. I mean, you don't need to hear that from me, though. You've probably heard from everyone else. But that's basically my overall video game collection, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to go over individual game collections for individual systems in later videos. So keep your eyes out for those videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.